Welcome on to Léim Thart. He's coming soon to a town near you. After touring with the likes of Ed Sheeran, the Coronas, Codeline, he's a steady force in Ireland with a few EPs already and the new album. Welcome, Ryan McMullan.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, I'm all right. Lovely to be talking to you.
You too.
So you've had so much going on for the last few years, and there's a lot more coming in 2022, not least to mention your first album, Redesign. It's coming soon out, 26th of August. It's been a long time coming, eh?
Yeah, we're into the final months of it now. And as you say, it has been a long time coming. It feels like it's been coming for about 22 years at this point. But no, it's exciting. It's finally here, and yeah, and we've got a huge tour to support it. So life's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's gone through a few delays, as lots of artists have had, and you had a bit of rethinking to do. You redesigned it in a way, and there's just a great mixture of songs. There's ones to sort of jump up and down to, but then there's slower, more pared back moments, really looking in it yourself.
Yeah, I think the idea, it was always called Redesign, and then I kind of redesigned. So the name was pretty apt, but yeah, I think to ignore the pandemic would sort of be a disservice to the album. You know, nobody wants to make a COVID album or a pandemic album. But certain songs were just hard to ignore, and I guess with the time off and the time away from other songs, I guess it just made sense to let that be a part of it and catch up and be present and relevant rather than, oh, this song was written 4 years ago. I hope you like it now.
And I think I heard Zane Lowe say, I don't know, it's just a beautiful metaphor. He was talking about the pandemic and he was like, it's going to be a great harvest in terms of musicians. And so clearly you've harvested a few good things out of the time.
Yeah, although saying that, everything that I wrote in that time, bar about 2 songs, was all pretty heavy and pretty morose. But yeah, he's definitely right. There'll be a lot to write about. I think the longer we go on and process what actually went like what the fuck actually happened, I think it'll change from the depression to a bit of anger. I think there's a lot of mistakes that was made, and I think that's whenever the harvest will really come, when people decide, you know what, that was bullshit.
Absolutely. And now I've had a sneaky listen to the album.
Oh, good.
Really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed the new single because you've got a song coming out and it's Wilder. So we've had a few tasters so far. We've had Boy on the Radio, we've had Static, Flailing, Real Love, and now we have Wilder.
Yeah, it's kind of one of them ones that made the list from the previous list. It's just about having a good time, really. It's essentially about being that person that's maybe too shy or maybe reserved, and meeting somebody that is just larger than life, and they kind of inspire you to be a wee bit larger too. So I think we can all get on board with that. I'm sure everybody's had a date that they're kind of going, I need to up my game here if I want this to last.
I wanted to get out of your shell.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's hilarious. I can definitely see the audience enjoying that one when it's out, and especially after you've waited for so long to release that one and a few other songs that are on the track list that you've had since before the pandemic, and not having seen sort of the audience reaction yet, in a way.
I was going to say it's pretty daunting, but I suppose it is in a way, but it's also not in others. But what I mean by it being daunting is, you've had these people follow you for all these years, waiting for the album, and then, you just hope that they like it. Now, if they don't like it, it's kind of like, well, I'll just write another one. But yeah, I guess trying to write things for people is sort of the wrong way to approach music anyway. But and I think so anyway. I think if you try and write a song to cater to something, you're gonna write a shit song. But yeah, I guess it's one of them things. I hope they understand where I'm at, and I hope they can take something from each song, because it's weird. They're all from experiences, hence, that kind of Wilder, which is free and fun and happy. And then you've got the likes of Flailing and Episodes where it's down. And I guess, yeah, hopefully people can take away something from each song, or yeah, that's the interesting part will be once it's out and people start to tell me what they think and, what songs connected and even what songs didn't.
Yeah, interesting to see I suppose what will be the favorites, because you always, before an album, you do pick a few singles and then you think, oh, they might really like this one, but usually there's at least one surprise in an album, even from following a bunch of artists that I like and seeing how people react to the album when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm the same. Whenever my favorite artists release albums, it's never the singles that you gravitate to. They're just the thing that opens the door into the house. It's what's in there is the good stuff. So yeah, hopefully I've let a few people hear the sort of full album, and there's a couple that kind of stick to pit, which I'm sort of looking to see if that works universally rather than just friends of mine going, oh, I like that one because of this. And yeah, I'm interested to see if that also sticks with people that don't know me.
For sure. Well, you're going to find out pretty soon because, as I said earlier, you've done some huge opening slots and you are going on a mammoth tour across North America. There's mainland Europe, and it's landing pretty much everywhere in the UK and Ireland from top to bottom. You've got your biggest show yet in Custom House Square, Belfast, in the end of August, 27th, right, coinciding with the album. And then you've got Galway, you've got Limerick, Cork, Dublin, Dundalk, and a huge show in the Olympia on the 22nd of September. There's so many dates, and that's me just listing Ireland.
Yeah, and you know what? I remember in 2018 we did 18 shows around Ireland alone.
Wow.
And they all sold out, and it was kind of like, how did we do 18 shows in Ireland and they all sell out? You kind of go, well, if I'm playing in Limerick, maybe people from Galway will go, it was weird to see people that were at the Limerick show also be at the Galway show. It was like, wow, they're really supporting. And then, yeah, I think we kind of went that way again this time. It was like, hey, we got the album. Let's go everywhere. It doesn't matter if 20 people show up or if 2,000 people show up. It's like, let's just play it everywhere and anywhere we can. Which is exciting, but also very daunting because you have to be on the road for all that time. And as much as I love being on the road, it's okay. I suppose being off with the pandemic, it's. I feel like we're coming back to 100 mile an hour straight away. It's not to 100. So I guess it's kind of making sure we do that right and not go hell for leather and come off it with an alcohol problem and overweight. And, it's very easy to do on tour.
I imagine so. Well, it's great to see you seizing it and taking the opportunity now that we've had such a long time of pure nothing. And now that you've the chance to tour, I mean, I haven't seen a tour this extensive. I don't know if I have since things reopened. It's huge.
Yeah, it's mental. I actually was a wee bit taken aback whenever I saw all the dates, because I was like, yeah, let's go everywhere. And then I saw all the dates. And I was like, fuck, we're going everywhere.
You really are going everywhere.
So, but yeah, it's exciting too, because, you can always do the shows in like your Londons and your Dublins and your Belfasts and your Glasgows and Manchesters. But, going the whole way down to like Norwich or Southampton or even Wexford, as opposed to just the Dublin show, I think it's kind of nice for people to go to shows closer to home where they're not having to, book a hotel away and a night away and, babysitters and all that kind of stuff. And then hopefully by coming to them sort of cities, maybe whenever you decide to do bigger shows, they go, oh yeah, we're going to the one in London this time. He came to us this time. We're going to him next time. That's the kind of hope anyway. You get to go there and entice them to become fans and stick around.
Dead right. And with all these shows, like, what are people in for sure?
It's a strange one because, sorry, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. I feel like I've had this frog in my throat since the start of the pandemic. It's a strange one because some of the shows are to 5,000 people and other shows are to like, I think the smallest room is 150 people. So trying to translate a show from that size, from the biggest to the smallest, will be a challenge for sure. But you could. This is where my head goes. I don't really know whether to give them the full show because you shouldn't treat them any differently in the smaller room, or do you give them a special show that hey, there's only 150 people here. Let's do something just for you. And I think, the only way to really do that is to do the shows. I think that's something that you learn as you're going. To make that decision now would be strange, because you don't even know the shape of the room, the size of the room, the equipment they have. So yeah, it's I guess it's all up to whatever happens on the day, but it'll be brilliant. Well, I'll be putting as much as I can into whatever the show is, because even though the shows may be different sizes, I'm pretty sure all the tickets are the same price, and I don't think it's fair for someone to pay the same price and get a substandard show. So I'll be there 100%.
You'll be there 100%. You'll be all over the place, going across Ireland, across the UK, with huge shows in Dublin, the Olympia, 22nd September, Custom Square, Belfast, 27th of August. The album Redesign is out on the 26th of August. Thank you so much, Ryan McMullan, for coming on to Léim Thart to talk to me all about it.
Oh, cheers. Thanks for having me.